There's basically things we forgot to tell you last week. It's a quick little jab here. Y'all get the flow. Don't worry. We'll get into it, shall we? So first and foremost, I want to start with this episode. The manhunt for Brian Laundrie is over, but several big questions remain. So we just found out that this autopsy came out and he committed suicide by gunshot. This is a very touch and go story because a lot of people are connected to this. Obviously, the girl in the picture was, we don't know, allegedly murdered by her boyfriend who's in the picture, but he definitely had a self-inflicted gunshot to the head, which it made me question because one, I was like, how did they know it was self-inflicted, and two, where's the gun? I don't know. What are your thoughts on this?
They had him and they let him go. Like, same MO.
It says something about like how quickly, and this is sort of going to be the motto, is how quickly our justice system is to fail. Like Jeffrey Dahmer, who ate people, literally let one of his victims manage to escape and get to the main street. A butt-naked brown boy running up and down the street, and a white man walks up to a police officer and says, "That's my property. I'll take him back." And the officer lets him go. And Jeffrey Dahmer would later go on to eat that boy's face. So it's there's this reluctance to just see certain people as bad, and it's costing people their life.
Yeah.
But you know what? If the police are doing anything good, it's probably this. FBI raids home of Lauren Boebert's ex-campaign manager in Colorado election tampering probe. Do you know who Lauren Boebert is? She's this gun nut from Colorado who's a Republican, and she's basically best known for having a restaurant that is failing because they wear like Hooter outfits with guns. And I don't know about you, but there's something, I don't want to feel threatened while I'm eating chicken and looking at nice ass. Like, that's just me personally from a man. I don't want to speak on you as a woman, but if you was eating, chicken, what type of and delectables would you like to be looking across from?
Now, Heero, you know there ain't no ass in that place. Stop playing.
Okay, know what? Hey, Keisha with the smoke, and I'm not gonna let her. Hey, for all you vanilla wafers out there that are trying to make it in the squat game and all that stuff, keep working. Don't let Keisha discourage you. She was gifted. I saw it with my own eyes. Don't you dare for 1 second doubt yourself. Keep squatting, you young Mayo princesses, and one day you'll become whipped cream. I believe in you. But I'm interested to see how this is going to play down because, one, we know that the biggest thing they talked about throughout the whole election and throughout the whole thing was they stole the election. There was tampering with elections. This is her head campaign manager who was involved with tampering with the voting machines. The question is, how much did Lauren Boebert know about it? And when did she know about it? And why hasn't she come forward or said anything about it? And she's one of these Trump nuts. Like, she thoroughly loves this man and constantly has been backing the whole support the SEAL type movement. So I'm interested to see what happens here. I don't know what the story is. It's not loading. Oh, so Keisha, Streamlabs, right? It's the way that me and you are talking. You feel me? This app is pretty cool because it lets me see your face. Keisha doesn't get to look at me, but I'm just enjoying the sights and sounds of her. So I'm stealing from her. And for the most part, it lets you enjoy what's going on and everything. But this app and everything that is set up to be was actually, the creators are being accused of stealing this. And it makes me feel some type of way as a person who uses the software, because I know for a fact that it's a great piece of software, but if I'm not paying tribute to the people who really did use it, then I'm like super concerned about that. So I want to make sure that they're getting the due diligence. I don't know. What do you think about that?
So I guess my question is it stealing if they take something and they make it better?
I think it's stealing. Well, no. And this is the part that's kind of tough to seize because they actually ripped it word for word, even stealing the reviews. And what you're seeing here is literally the reviews from the website that they stole it from. They stole the reviews and put it on their websites. Gotcha. Like they plagiarized sentences. They plagiarized like certain screen captures. So just looking left to right here, Level up your Xbox and PlayStation streaming. Level up your console streaming. Like, it's the equivalent of when people say, hey, can I copy your homework? And you say, yeah, just change it up a little bit, but they don't change nothing up.
Right, just word for word. Got
Yeah.
it.
Like, it just makes it so much more difficult to actually acknowledge, like, this is a great product. So now I'm, like, super interested in better understanding and looking at, like, people's situation or getting to know the software creators, because people have said this, and the Stream Deck, which I use to get all my little sound effects, they're coming out with a module too. So it's like maybe it is time for me to look into another service and do a deep dive on a better service. But I don't know. As far as stealing stuff from people, like, if you're gonna steal, at least say you did it. Like, don't say the homework was yours. You know, that's my feelings on it.
I mean, I think they're gonna take it and be like, "Oh, we stole it." They're getting called out, and they're gonna apologize, and the people that they stole it from, they're gonna work together on something else. It's clout.
It's the cycle it is.
It is.
So I'm every now and then I get really sad about the future, because sometimes I think, like, the kids in the next generation are just dumb. But then it's stories like this that make me say, you know what, the kids are gonna be all right. Students walk out of class to protest Julio Jones' execution. Now, this was a super interesting story from Oklahoma. There was a man sitting on death row for a crime that he still holds to today. He did not commit. He maintains his innocence. The fact that he wasn't allowed to testify, his family wasn't allowed to testify, none of his eyewitnesses were allowed to testify. The only eyewitness, said that the person was bald, while Mr. Jones was not bald at the time. And the getaway driver was allowed off the sentence by framing Jones because he planted the weapon on Jones. This was it's just too many things for you to punish him with death. And in a world where we know 16% of people sitting on death row are innocent, there's no way in hell that the states should be dictating who lives and dies. So I'm actually happy to see this happen. But more importantly, this was a protest led by kids in a generation where social media is super important, because 6 million people signed his petition right before the governor, 4 hours prior to his execution, stayed his execution. What are your thoughts on this?
I'm super happy about this. I think that we needed a win. I honestly think we needed a win. Well, when you let people go after all that time, you just send them home with the "I'm sorry."
Yeah.
Come on now.
What about this, especially as a teacher? Like, you have a lot of teaching experience. So what do you think these kids were going through? You as a teacher, what would your feelings be on these kids acting out like this?
The fact that you have to walk this fine line between being a advocate and then being a teacher, because most times when you show up as a teacher, they want you to be the neutral party, because you can be reprimanded for supporting students of this nature, because it's like, oh, well, now you're representing the school. No, I'm not. I'm representing myself and my ideals. I can always. So the fact that they took this upon themselves, did the research, and things got done, it's great. It's satisfying to see, because like you said, I deal with a lot of students, and some of them, couldn't fight themselves out of a wet paper bag.
That's a thick ass bag, man. Thick ass.
Mm.
Hey, moreover, like, this is just, it goes back to capital punishment. Once again, a country that doesn't stand on its own morals cannot be out here justifying the deeds of other people to the extent of death. Like, I get it, we live in a society, ha ha ha, very funny, but we definitely need to be cognizantly aware of situations like this. And I'm happy to see the kids. The kids are doing all right, man. It wasn't the situation for the kids in Texas wasn't so good. I don't think that story's actually in here, but, like, these were the story facts for Julio Jones. But the Texas situation was basically a kid had been accused of sexual assault, and the school didn't do anything about it. So the kids did a walkout, and of course the school calls police, and the police tase a kid to unconsciousness. So it's just like mindless self-indulgence. You get one step forward and then you take 2 steps back in these situations. But you want to know what they're going to be calling the LA Lakers stadium, Keisha?
What?
Nah, take a guess. I'm interested to see.
They're gonna name it after Kobe, Mambaville.
You would Mambaville. You know what? That is actually amazing. Mambaville. You would think they would name it. You would think they would actually name it something relevant or useful, but instead The LA Staples Center will be renamed to the Crypto.com Arena.
That's dumb.
I
Who signed off on
I don't know why, and this is why I hate crypto, right? This is why I hate crypto because
this over?
they force it on us. Like they force it on us. It's unwanted aggression. No one's buying your stupid coin. Leave us alone. Leave us alone. You can't even buy a glass of water in California without paying exorbitant prices. Now you trying to take our money from this. The thing that's interesting about this is the Staples Center is shared by the Lakers and the Clippers and another team. So it's just like, who signed off on this? Why was this like? How much money did they pay you? And I didn't read this article past $100 million. It's $100 million. If I'm reading this, it's $100 million. You mean to tell me no one can outbid this to name it something that would actually be impactful? I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
I just want to know who the redheaded stepchild is. You said three teams share it. Who's the third? Who's the third team?
I think it's like It's an indoor hockey team. Or does Cali have a hockey team?
I don't know.
I don't know what the team is, but it's just overall, it's just sad. Let's just sit that cause could you imagine? And welcome back to the Crypto.com Arena where the LA what? That doesn't even.
That's terrible. Stop.
Yeah, it does. It's just like, come on, guys. It's the greed that's killing me. That's the part that's killing me. It's just like, yo, we that greedy that we just wouldn't allow this to be a thing on its own. I'm interested to see something, and it's called justice, and I love it when it happens. Now, Keisha, you remember when January 6th happened and all them crazy ass Mayo Warriors / Whipped Cream Kings and Philadelphia cheesecakes factory specialists all stormed our Capitol because they want to stop the steal, right? There was an eccentric one. We called him the Shaman King. He had the big horns. He was shirtless, and he was just roaming around. Well, that idiot has now been sentenced, and you'll never guess how long he was sentenced. What you think? Give her, and I'll give you, and 21 what?
22 months.
22 months. That's actually not bad. Considering that the average sentencing has been 7 to 8 months. But since this is something you have to understand. I want to talk to all the crazy people who are going to see this in like a clip and think like, this guy is not a true patriot. You're right. Fuck America. But two, I want you to understand something. My head coach in college used to say one of the dumbest sayings, and it's only true in these situations. If you throw a rock into a pack of dogs and one of them barks, you hit one. It means absolutely nothing. It means absolutely nothing. But they finally hit one. You feel me? And he's barking because he got 41 months in jail.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he's barking all right. He is barking. Yeah, that was a big rock they threw at his ass. So, more of the story: don't throw rocks. No. Don't storm a Capitol, you idiot. Like that's the moral. Like I don't know. 41 months. Do you think that's justified?
I mean, it's a start. Honestly, I'm surprised he even got that much. They'll probably be like, oh, he'll be out on good behavior like 7. I mean, come on now. White people gonna white.
I hope he at least. I think as much as I hate the system, but like someone like him, the face of it. No, you got to get his ass. You got to get him. So I'm okay with him taking 41.
Yeah.
See you when Avengers 6 comes out, loser. All right, and you know what? This is one of my favorite segments. This is a segment that I often talk about with a certain level of emotion, but because I've been just so burnt out and worn out, I can't do it with a fair stint. This is the Herman Cain Award Show. segment. And this segment is dedicated to Herman Cain. You know, for all y'all don't know, he's a conservative black Republican who said Trump didn't believe in the COVID and all of that stuff. So he said, you know, I'm gonna fuck around and find out. And then 2 weeks later, he fuck around and found out when he died. And as much as it pains me to make this a situation, the part that irritates me the most is that people, after 2 years of doing this, haven't learned a lesson. So we continue to hear the stories of this. So we have Devon Eastman, 55-year-old hairstylist, anti-vaxxer, dead of COVID. According to social media posts, Donovan has complications related to COVID and has just been taken off of life support. It is not expected to live. Donovan is an anti-vaxxer as it comes. He shared memes for sure, but he shared more of his own thoughts, thoughts than he did memes. His hesitancy seems entirely based on politics and misinformation. There's something uniquely interesting about this dude too. He documented his descent into peril, and there's a situation where you start to see something after denying for so long and you can't deny anymore. They start to beg, then they start to feel sorry, then they start to regret, but then they start, instead of apologizing or repenting or trying to come to terms with your consequences, they then go to God. And I know God doesn't like those form of prayers, because prayer without work is just thoughts, right? They're just thoughts. Yeah. So you don't have to speak on this. This is just me lashing out at the world because I want to be back to normal. And as a person who works in the healthcare industry, that's something that baffles me. But he never, and this is the only fame to claim that he has. He said he never used ivermectin, and that's his only fame to claim right now. I don't know if you want to speak on this, but if you don't.
I'm with you here. Like, the fact that as long as we have free will, people gonna do what they gonna do, and it's always like, it's not gonna affect me, it affects other people, and bam, it happens. So, I mean, it is what it is at this point.
And you guys what you're seeing is some of the things he posted. This is all part of a larger agenda. I think you're being paranoid, and it's just like his constant, like, just disdain for people who just want to protect themselves. That's all we're saying. Protect yourself. But of course, when it rains, it pours. So we got one more person, Scott Hilliard, huh?
Not the Golden Ox.
Oh man, he was prepared for it. Scott Hilliard, 42-year-old from Fort Collins, Colorado, business owner, anti-vaxxer, dead from COVID. According to social media posts, Scott died 11/15/21 from COVID. It seems Scott had just moved back to his hometown in Colorado for a fresh start. Joke's on you. Dead recently started a website called newworldorder.life. Once again, life. Joke's on you. It's difficult to tell what that's all about, even after reading the blog post. I did see that he is a follower of Tom Horn. I don't know who that is. But basically, he has the ultimate starter kit for my body, my choice, except for when it comes to women and my children. Like, that's just his starter pack. And these are, once again, his memes, the things he posted, the way he was disgruntled about it. And you could tell, like, he didn't even get that many likes on these. So, like, he's literally just talking to himself. He's doing this for his own entertainment. But I don't know. It's just one more person added to the list of, like, if we were keeping track of this, right? At least I would be able to say, like, yo, a lot of people have died from this. Maybe I should take it seriously, because the people who were just like me are now dying. Like, if I just saw people falling off the edge of a list and I'm next in line, they're like, all right, it's your turn. And do I have to jump? Is that mandatory? Oh, no, we're just doing whatever you want to do here. Okay, then I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back this way. Because here, you don't take any L's if you just accept, like, look, okay, I was wrong. This probably is serious. Let me take care of myself. But for some reason, they're literally dying to own us. to own the libs. Like, that's their turn. Oh, I'm going to own you, lib. Even if it means you have to die. I don't know. But that's the two stories there. Unless you have something to say about this starter pack of.
I mean, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Yeah.
What else can you say?
Wish him luck on his website start.
I'm not. Thank you.
No. We are trying to find. Okay, I'm traveling here in like the next couple of hours, and it just came out that in Atlanta a few days ago, a gun went off in the airport. And I just want to say something. All this making me take my shoes off and all this nonsense, and y'all still ain't figured out a way to catch, like, people still getting guns through? I don't know. Like, basically what happened is he was checking in at the check front desk, and they went to weigh his bag, and they opened it because it was too heavy, so he was trying to move some stuff, and the gun was on top, and he reached to grab it, and it misfired, which sets everyone into a panic. And this really like states a major flaw of our whole entire system. The fact that when this happened, the response time was so slow. Like, people were able to breach security. People were on the tarmac. Like, this is so sad to see, because it seems like we don't learn anything, and our security measures are designed to prevent things from happening that have already happened. That probably won't happen again. So then what's the point of me taking my shoes off at this place if y'all can't even stop? And they still haven't caught this dude, right? So they still haven't caught this dude. So what? I don't know. What's your thoughts on this? They have a picture of him and everything, and they still haven't caught him.
Bruh. First of all, if you're gonna carry, why is it not in a box? I don't understand.
And this is just me thinking, and this is a crazy thing. It is illegal to transport guns on this way. That's not the legal way of transporting a weapon. I don't believe that's the legal way. I almost want to look it up now.
You know you are. Go ahead.
All right, I am. I don't know, but okay, but like, how safe do you feel in the airport now, knowing this?
I mean, I'm not. See, here I was gonna go to Atlanta, but the way Atlanta been tripping. Okay,
now you got a good reason to come to Atlanta. Come to Atlanta, Keisha. Come on. Come to Atlanta. But like, honestly, how does it make you feel?
No, I'm already hesitant to get out, and people and like stuff like this makes me just like, I'm good at the house. I'm chilling. I'm good. That's where it's safe. There's no stupid here. I'm good.
It literally says it on every baggage and ticket claim. Flying with any hazardous, explosive, weapons, sharp materials is strictly prohibited by FAA guidelines. So, if you bought a plane ticket in the near future, you literally knew this answer. And I'm literally traveling tomorrow, so I guess I should have known that as well. Shame me.
Shame on you. Dishonor on your cow.
Yeah, the whole 9 yards. A little bit of a sombering story, because this is near me. On Sunday, police identified the driver that was seen plowing through a Christmas parade, leaving 5 dead and 48 injured. Part of the people being injured being children. And there's something really like mystifying about this whole entire case, because I'm saying this, and I'm going to say this thing. If black women were protected in this country like guns were, this would have never happened. And people are going to be like, how can you say that? Shut the fuck up. Okay? This maniac had already used the same vehicle less than 10 days prior to run over his baby mama, and was let out with $1,000 bail. He has an extensive criminal history. He's literally, when they had him in custody, he is literally being bailed out for being running on a bail in 2020. So they didn't even charge him for that. And they should have held him on a $10,000 bond, but guess what? It's easier to get $1,000 from him, because you need the money quick, fast, and in a hurry. Because it's not about protecting people. It's about financing the military-industrial complex that is the American Police Department. And the police department for all their money and all their glory and all their glitz and all their glam, couldn't save anyone in this situation because police are a reactionary situation. You call the police after the crime is committed. They don't stop crime. And people keep equating those two things, but that's just the fact. Police don't stop crime, they solve crimes, and they're really bad at it. But this madman killed 5 people and has somehow, some way, they caught him alive, and he's being held on 5 for like basic first-degree murder. But it's a sad story all around. I do have a petty angle from this, which is, why is the Christmas parade happening before Thanksgiving?
Shut up! That is not the focus.
Okay, all right. I'll leave it alone. But this is truly sad. But that was something. I don't know. What are your thoughts on this?
I just don't like. I don't understand why we open up the world each more every day, and people just continue to show why they don't need to be outside. This is why we can't have nice things, because folks don't know how to act, just showing their asses.
It's really nerve wracking, and this is something that I've struggled with. Something internally for me. Like, is it worth me going to these? Like, you think about the concert that happened with Travis Scott, and you looking at this, like, to have fun. Is it worth dying? Right. I'm with Keisha. I'll go, Keisha. What you want to watch on Netflix? I can cook. What's out there? But then
that is Netflix and chill. I'm down.
In my mind, it says to me that like people aren't prepared to be outside, and you know this. So why put yourself at risk? But then you don't want to live your life being scared. But is it better to live a life of fear than not have a life at all? And that's a question like for you to honestly ask yourself before you do some outrageous shit. But, once again, this was to no fault of people. There were children in this crowd, and I don't advise you to go look at the video because it was rough. But this person is a monster, and he deserves to be put way, way, way under the jail.
Stop it.
Justin Bieber. Okay, first, Keisha, what's your honest feelings on Justin Bieber?
I have none. I really don't care. I think he makes great music. That's it. In personal life, I don't.
What is your favorite Justin Bieber song?
Oh my gosh, All That Matters to Me.
Oh, she actually has one. Like I would.
Oh, I do. I most certainly do.
I am shocked. I do not. I think the song I know for him is "Baby."
Heero, this is why you have smart women in your life, because your U.S. news, U.S. and world news, we're pop culture and stuff like that.
You guys keep me young and cool, and I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
But the reason why we're talking about this now is because Bieber's concert is the most headline grabbing performance scheduled for the F1 race in Jihad. I don't know what that means. Though other performers, including A$AP Rocky, David Something, and Tizio and Jason Derulo are all going to be there. The thing that's interesting here is the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia is asking all these super popular people to perform at the race. But for all you that don't know, and what you're looking at is Jamal Khashoggi, the Crown Prince had a hand in the murder of that journalist, which involved them chopping his body up and putting him in a bag. And they've now called him, like, the Crown Prince's name literally is Bonesaw now. And it's just like the way that they do this is get all these fresh and up and coming people and try and put themselves next to them. Like, we're cool, we're okay, we're a great place to come spend your money and do all this stuff. But they're war criminals, and Jamal Khashoggi, for his First Amendment right, an American citizen at that, lost his life just reporting the news and his First Amendment right. And this was during the Trump era where they weren't willing to go after him in a capacity. But a lot of people will say, "What about Biden?" You're absolutely right. Biden's punk ass didn't go after him either, and that's something to think about. But I think as celebrities, especially Justin Bieber, who has used the moniker of I support Black Lives Matter. Okay, well, he's as black as they come for where they go. So what's your support for that, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm being bougie. What do you think?
You're always a little bougie. But two things. One, why are we asking Jason Derulo to perform anywhere?
Who is Jason Derulo?
What is that song that he did? Jason Derulo. It was like him and Flo Rida, I
He
think.
made a song about his name?
No.
Uh-oh.
He did a. I think he partnered with like Flo Rida for something. It was. It's not a good song, but anyways. And then the second thing is, anytime you're a celebrity and you're going somewhere unfamiliar, you probably want to do a background check on who's
Yeah.
inviting you and the venue itself.
Yeah.
That's like somebody asking us to go to what is that? Charlottesville, like
Charlottesville, North Carolina.
Charlottesville, and be like, oh, let's have a Black Lives Matter rally. No, we are not.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta know your audience for sure. And I think like Americans especially, you can tell the people who let money rule them. Like I don't think Justin Bieber's hurting for money in this situation. He's not. So like this is it. It's not a financial decision. So like take the moral high ground. You'll gain a lot more respect, honestly. And if it means anything for you, I'll learn one more song other than Baby. If it means anything.
I'm pretty sure his wife Haley will probably talk him out of it and be like, hey, maybe you should try to rethink this. Because Haley keeps him grounded based off of their interaction. She keeps him pretty grounded.
It's important to have people keep you grounded, man. You know, and women. A lot of people think women are going to ground me. My guy, you're past your prime. Relax. Enjoy that woman and let her treat you well. Okay.
Oh my God.
Keisha, can you tell me why Malcolm X is in the news?
Okay, so I did some digging on this one, and there were three suspects that were accused of assassinating Malcolm X. And so one of the people that was accused, he died in prison. The two other ones are now being released, and people are in uproar. They're like, "Wait, how is this being done?" I haven't really looked to see what the family's thoughts are, but I think that would kind of sway me a little bit depending on what the family's thoughts are, because the men maintained they were in the area, but at this point, it looks like they're guilty.
Okay. And the thing that caught me up woefully, like once again, looking at this picture, you mean to tell me the person in this picture looks like the three white men look like they're executing righteous justice, rightfully so? Do they like these are the same people that lied about how Martin Luther King died, and then 30 years later said, oh yeah, by the way, we assassinated him because he started talking about economics, and we can't have you black people thinking about money because that's why we start burning down your communities. Like it goes without saying. The most disappointing part is how quickly his following fell apart on a lie. It truly speaks to the fact that our leaders of the past were truly magnanimous in their approach, in their execution. Like that's the reason why it's so hard to duplicate them, because how do you emulate that? How do you emulate Malcolm X? There's literally people with Martin Luther King as a name and his blood is their DNA, and they can't do what he did. So it's something else. They were special individuals, and I'm happy to see these people walk free. I don't know what this means, but it also pains me to know that one of them died not knowing if they will ever be seen in a positive life, and hopefully his family can use that to kind of rest his soul in peace.
All I'm seeing is lawsuits. That's all I'm seeing at this point. Because you can't have somebody in prison for 20 plus years and then set them free and be like, all right, we're sorry.
They definitely going to try it, though. Oh, they definitely going to try. They're going to try. But like, all right, we good, right? Like, they're going to try and walk it off and think it's, all right, we'll see. All right, man, we'll see you. Hey, don't forget April 15th, pay taxes now. Ha ha, you're free.
Right.
All right. So this is something that's super interesting to me, and it's happening in real time. Throughout the United States, there are basically people en masse robbing jewelry stores, Louis Vuitton stores, Nordstrom racks, in these mob breakout. Like remember the flash mobs where people used to be like running around naked, and is that what it is? Or they like break out in dances? But just imagine now this happening at stores. And I don't know what y'all know about malls, but malls are pretty empty these days because if you're an adult, you order your shit off of Amazon. Grow the hell up.
Good judgment.
Oh, sorry. Let me calm down. But basically, Louis Vuitton and all these stores are getting hit, and it's happened basically for 3 days straight, with the sum total in San Francisco being over $1 million, the sum total in Chicago being over $300,000. And we're talking about just people running up in stores and grabbing whatever they can and then running out. And the police are literally stumped. They don't know how to stop these people. And this is the thing. They've actually caught a few of these people, but upon interviewing them, they literally are just randos. So basically, it's just either that person is lying really well, or it's a crime of passion where it's just like, oh shit, it's Louis Vuitton. I've never even stepped in the store, and now there's a bag in front of me. It's against the law, people. Don't do it, okay? Don't do it. But Keisha, if there was a store that you could empty and get away with it, what store are you emptying?
I'm hitting up the Nike store, no doubt. Not even the outlet, like the main one.
Keisha's a woman after my own heart. We gonna be running in with some Adidas and running out with some Nikes.
No questions asked.
Okay, that's legit. I think the store that, if it was still around right now, the store I would have robbed, if we're talking a 2015 Heero, Hot Topics.
Get out.
Hey, you can judge me all you want. I am a man airing my grievances on my podcast. I'm telling you how I felt, okay?
That's a small step up from like Spencer's. No.
Hey, Spencer's would have been number 2 on the list because they got some nice little. Look, hey, I'm not. Where you think I got this shirt from? Light It Up.
Yeah,
you think I got?
You only go there for shirts. That's it. There's nothing else there. They do have some really cool shirts. They have a lot of like anime shirts. So I'm there.
Okay, cool.
I would like Prison, Spencer's. It doesn't really weigh it out. Nike, Prison, Nike.
Your Honor.
I would take the L for Nike.
Your Honor. Avril Lavigne started singing and I couldn't help myself. Wake me up inside. Like I couldn't help myself. All right, let's go. But you want to know something that is definitely a crime that I didn't know was a crime until now?
What?
If an armored truck traveling down the highway, doors open up and start spewing out money, you're not allowed to pick that money up.
Yeah.
That was news to me because I would have definitely been like this lady in this situation. Basically, in Southern California, an armored truck dropped close to $100,000 on the freeway, and you're seeing literally traffic come to a stop as people pick up money all up and down the street. And I don't know if people are just dumb or people just are looking for clout. But this right here is a felony, what they're doing on camera. And what you're seeing people pick up this money, it is literally a felony. You're obstructing traffic. You're endangerment. You're picking up money, federal money. And people are filming themselves do this. Like, how do you not know? Like, we catching people from January 6th, right? You know people going to catch you. Especially the 2 people who got locked outside of their vehicle and ended up having to be arrested in order to gain access to their vehicle because they got locked out of their car. So the police department and the FBI have graciously given people all of 48 hours to, turn the money in. Now, this isn't legal advice, Keisha, but just know you can wash that money. You feel me? All right? You can wash that money. Don't go out here buying a down payment on a vehicle. Spend $30 every 3 months added to your bill. Just consider it an allowance every 3 months. Use it locally. Don't go to any major franchises. And if you can, if possible, cycle it through a coin slot machine. But you can't use anywhere that has designated cameras. Oh, and also, don't put it in a stock market. They will find you, okay? If it goes into a bank, you're screwed. You're screwed. This is not legal advice, though.
You are many talents. I don't understand why, if money opens up, why the first thing you want to do is record yourself. That's the dumbest thing ever.
It's
take that money and you can start your business.
And there was a great couple, an old couple. They were like in their 50s, seasoned. They put on their mask. The lady stood in front of the license plate, and he picked up everything, jumped it into the car. He then taped over his thing and drove off. And you literally couldn't identify them. Like, they were so good. Like, they literally, and I like to envision the way they did it was they sat in the car for a few minutes, saw everything that was going on, and just waited for a break in silence, and then they attacked. And you love to see it. You love to see it.
I do.
Keisha, you don't have to disclose this because, this is a podcast where I air my grievances.
Okay.
You smoke anything?
I don't.
You don't?
Boring.
It's cool because I don't smoke, so, we cool. But have you ever considered, licking a venomous frog to get high?
Anything that leaves a trail, I'm pretty good.
Okay, well, I mean, if you did decide to lick this venomous frog, it would be legal in Australia. But in America, it's extremely illegal. But it's only illegal to poor people because Mike Tyson, rich ass, was able to get one of these venomous frogs inside a strange rise of smoking toad venom for religious experiences. Experience high as experts reveal danger in psychedelics. So basically, smoking the venom of this frog and getting high off of it. And I'm not going to say nothing bad about a dude that can knock me out. So I'm just going to leave it at that unless you want to say something, Keisha.
When you have money, you can just do whatever, whenever, however.
Yeah, enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself, Mike Tyson. I think of all people, you deserve it. I don't know this. Let's do this last story. And our last story. This is a great story that I think it's even worth playing, right? I think it's worth playing. So we're gonna get some audio on this. Grandmother and teen, she accidentally texted about Thanksgiving reflects on their friendship. So basically, like 7 years ago, this grandmother, who she assumed was texting her grandson, to come over for Thanksgiving, and her assumption was wrong when the person she texted was his name was Jamal. She ended up texting it, and Jamal was like, "You ain't my grandmother, but fix me a plate. I'm on my way." Because, we black folks, that's what we gonna do. And, of course, the grandmother's response was, yeah, roll up, because grandma got feet. So I just want to hear this story out. Let me get some volume on this. Let me see. We just talking about the good things about Thanksgiving. Let's get into it.
Joy, still the best tradition ever. We all need more of this. These are just a few of the comments on the post of a story going viral again. It all started 5 years ago. Wanda Dench thought she was texting her grandson.
Thanksgiving dinner is at my house on November 24th at 3 p.m.
The text accidentally went to Jamal Hinton instead.
Who is this?
A selfie swap to confirm the mistaken identity.
You're not my grandma. Can I still get a plate, though?
Followed by a sincere invitation.
Of course you can. That's what grandmas do. We feed everyone.
Wanda was true to her word. She and her husband Lonnie welcomed Jamal with open arms into their home, serving up a new holiday tradition as they've spent every Thanksgiving together since. In 2019, the pair sat down with Today, reflecting on their story going viral.
And you got a lot of text messages.
I had 600 text messages that night, and it was crazy.
Last year, Lonnie passed away from COVID-19. Jamal and his girlfriend Michaela didn't hesitate to lend a helping hand to Wanda.
Oh, yes, I love you guys. We love you too.
Lonnie will be with them this Thanksgiving in spirit as Jamal confirms they are all set for year 6.
Wow.
That actually does make me feel good, though. It's like there's so much that you can hope for in the world, but like above all else, when the world seems to be on fire, just remember, trust in people. People, some will let you down, some will disappoint you, but they're always worth fighting for. It's the people. So it's a feel-good story as we get ready to have turkey. And just a reminder, if you did know, there's a video or clip going out where I'm giving away a turkey. It's a 30-second comment on the video, they'll get a turkey. Feel free to bless somebody else with that opportunity. Shout out to Superhuman for coming through to bless us. But I just want to say, Keisha, thank you, darling. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for having time for your Nigerian Yoruba grade A Nigerian beef right here. You feel me? Thank you so much for coming through. What is your lasting message that you want to give out to the people? Any Thanksgiving charms, any advice, any gems you want to drop on them? What you want to tell the people before we get you some freedom in here?
Y'all, be selfish with your time.
Ooh.
Let everybody close to you.
Yeah. Don't let them close.
Nah.
Keisha, I'm coming to get close to you because I don't like that vibe. We gonna warm Keisha's heart again. We gonna bring her back to the warm.
We can catch the vibe, but it's so hard to find through the daily grind. Been working overtime, and I'm sleep deprived. Shorty on my line, and we fuss and fight. Seems like every night. Don't care who's wrong or right. I hope the end is sight. Slow it down, and we can catch the vibes.